What is up, Internet? It's the Degenerate Demon here, and last night at midnight, something amazing happened. And no, your mom didn't pay off your credit card debt.
'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
But rather, Call of Duty received a significant update. This hopefully addresses some of the core issues that have caused a lot of us to buy new controllers, keyboards, and gaming monitors. So in this episode, I'm going to go over the most important takeaways of patch 1.07 so you don't have to. And while the gameplay in the background is pretty much me doing everything that the patch is trying to fight against. So enjoy that, because hopefully it's gone now. Full patch notes will be below. And as always, my dudes, if you like the content and you want to support us, we'd really appreciate it if you drop us a like, hit that red subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and let us know in the comments below if you think this patch will help the game. On with the patch notes. So to start, obviously there are just some updates to the game that are pretty typical to any patch release, such as back-end fixes to prevent crashes and improve stability across all platforms, including dev errors and various performance fixes. So this is pretty basic. We all know that the stability of the game, especially when playing cross-platform, was a little iffy from the jump, but hopefully after this some things have improved, such as having all party members disconnect after matches, name changes after leaving the previous game's lobby, even though those name changes were kind of funny sometimes. So some other general bug fixes were added, such as a fix for a bug where a player being killed by an enemy with a variable zoom scope would not see the zoom function in the kill cam, a fix for the Semtex warning audio being heard at the same volume whether in a building or outside. In headquarters, players were able to place attack insert and respawn when their team owned the point. This has also been fixed. Fix for various collision issues across maps, added UI that shows when XP events are active in playlist menus, sprint and tactical sprint speeds are now back to speeds that were in the beta. Fix for a bug where the progress of the bomb defusal can be seen by the team that planted the bomb. Obviously this is not supposed to be in search and destroy. Fix for a bug that revealed players to UAVs when they fired their weapons even if they had Ghost and a silencer equipped. Yo, they just need to bring back the regular minimap. Like, who looks at the compass? Come on now. Fixed an issue where if multiple personal radars were active on a team and are both marking the same enemy, only one player would see the enemy on their minimap. I personally don't use the personal radar because I think it's crap, but there you go. Alright, so the riot shield. They fixed an issue where the throwing knife and thermite weren't causing the shield to go on the player's back when thrown. They've also fixed the issue where explosive splash damage wasn't working consistently, and they'll continue to tune the riot shield in future updates. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for. Activision, Infinity Ward, or whoever the fuck made this game, have personally sent their devs into the fiery depths of hell to deal with the spawns of Satan themselves, Claymores. So now detonating an enemy Claymore with bullets is now non-lethal when at full health. They've also reduced the trigger and damage radius, and also reduced the damage width to better match the trigger width. So hopefully now you're not going to shoot a Claymore thinking that you're going to get rid of it and it's going to blow up and kill you. Hopefully that won't happen anymore, so fingers crossed. Honestly, I don't understand why they don't just make the maximum amount of Claymores out to be like 2. Or like you can make it 2 per life or something like that. Or why not even just delay the explosive time like it was in Modern Warfare 2? I remember back in the day when you would run into a Claymore, it would click, and then you would have literally a split second to GTFO before it killed you. Sometimes you would die, yeah, but if you were a good player with Jackie Chan-like reflexes, you could get out of the way, but I guess this is a start for now. So battle chatter. They removed the ability for enemies to hear when they've been called out by the opposing team. They also adjusted the enemy callouts so they are never from your operator. Enemy callouts now use a more restricted cone at the hip and even more restricted in ADS when calculating whether or not to trigger. They say they'll continue to monitor this and make additional tweaks to battle chatter in future updates. This one, I think they're really just avoiding the problem. I honestly think the easiest fix that would make a lot of people happy is just remove battle chatter altogether, or at least have the option to turn it off. But like I said about the devil's work above, at least they're trying to address some of the issues. So moving on, mounting. There's a slight increase to recoil while mounting. We'll see how this plays out in game, but it should help get rid of mounted players lasering you from across the map. So on to perks, EOD now clamps damage to a non-lethal amount, assuming the player is at full health. So now EOD won't allow you to die to any explosives as long as you are at full health. Now, I may be a part of the minority here on YouTube, but I think this could make lethals pretty bad in the current patch, considering personally, now don't rage at me for this, but I think EOD was fine. Maybe this will just make it more consistent, we'll have to play the patch to see. So lighting has also gotten an update, continued updates to player visibility in dark windows and dark areas. Sounds good to me because personally I can't see shit in this game, so that's pretty poggers. So footsteps, we've increased the occlusion percentage to filter footstep sounds behind geometry and adjusted the footstep volume at distance. They have another large footstep change coming in the next update, which will make crouch and ADS movements significantly quieter. So pretty much, hey guys, we aren't going to fix it yet, but don't worry, we will, which I guess we're all just going to have to suck our thumbs and spam dead silence for another few weeks, but whatever, I guess they're working on stuff. So challenges and progression. Daily challenges and active missions are getting a full sweep of testing and fixes. We'll have more updates to these systems in future updates. Okay. Now, this is a big one. I've heard this complaint from literally everybody that is playing the game right now, and it's one that is personally annoying the shit out of me. The reason why is because I hate spending an entire game ruining my KD trying to get assassination kills when A, I only need 1 to begin with, and I've just spent all game trying to get 2. B, the challenge hasn't been checked because it's been unchecked from my last game and I'm wasting my time. Or C, it's not even tracking altogether. There are also some other random bug fixes that we may or may not have run into, such as a fix for a bug where the infiltrator challenge was not tracking properly. This one actually happened to me personally, but I guess it's fixed now. Fix for launchers not giving XP when shooting down kill streaks. Fix for a bug where planting or defusing 5 bombs in Cyber Attacker's Search and Destroy was not tracking properly, as most of the challenges weren't tracking properly. Camo challenge for kills after a reload didn't give the player enough time to acquire a kill, so time has been increased. I mean, I did it. I got the gold M4. I guess it's easier now. Alright. Fix for a bug where your XP required to reach the next rank was higher than the value needed. Now, onto the weapon changes, which is probably the most important part other than the claymores. This will hopefully mix things up a little bit in the current meta. So, the Son of Satan, Damien, the 725 sniper rifle, it's been nerfed, which is really, really awesome. So, the 725 shotgun has had an increase to ADS and hip spread, and it's got a reduced damage range. I think the closest comparison to this gun is like the Model 1887's pre-patch in Modern Warfare 2. Those things akimbo were so beast, and it totally ruined the game for a long time, although we all had a lot of fun with them. So I guess we'll find out once we hop onto the game to test things out, but let's just hope that the 725 is back in the shotgun category where it belongs. So the M4A1 assault rifle has also been nerfed. They reduced the damage at range, and it has a small recoil increase, which is hopefully enough. This one I feel was desperately needed, not just because the M4 seriously outclassed almost every other gun in the game regardless of the range, but when there is one gun that is this good, everybody uses it. And I feel as if using anything else you're just at a serious disadvantage, which makes the game get stale very quickly. Come on, Infinity Ward, we want to be able to use all the guns situationally, not just have one gun dominate the meta and be the only weapon everybody uses. So this is definitely a good change. Hopefully other guns become viable. So all the other assault rifles with 5.56 rounds have also been nerfed slightly, so they have increased hip spread to reduce effectiveness up close, and they do less damage at long range. This change is mainly because, as you've probably seen, even though the M4 outclasses all the assault rifles outclass every other class. So it's definitely a needed change here. Maybe the SMGs will come back, we can only hope. So now the SMGs have received a buff, I guess. They have increased move speed and increased ADS move speed, small reduction in sprint out time. So this is alright, provided that the other changes help us move around the map more freely without getting melted by every single sightline imaginable. Because if this is supposed to buff the SMGs, but we still can't move around the map without getting lasered from every single direction, I feel it will kind of be for nothing, but we'll see about this one. So the Uzi has also had increased damage range, because like, yeah, let's face it, the Uzi is trash and should never ever be used. So you know, maybe the Uzi will it'll make a comeback, eh? Maybe you gangsters out there will get some spray kills with your Uzi, you know? So on another note, the LMGs have kind of been nerfed. Increased hip spread, damage range reduction, small ADS slowdown. Yes, Infinity Ward, because it's an LMG. That's the way it should be. Honestly, some of the balance choices in this game surprise me, because, like, I am so unsure how a lot of these passed testing. Like, it makes you wonder if they even tested this game or took any data from the beta, because so much was broken when it came out. But, I mean, at least they're making moves to fix stuff, so I applaud them for that. So the pistols, they now have increased move speed and reduced sprint out time and increased damage range. So now you don't need to have a knife as a secondary, I mean, unless you want to run faster. You can just switch to your pistol, which is Pog. Crouch and prone no longer adjust recoil. I'm pretty sure when you were prone, you would have basically no recoil, so that's a good fix. So a couple other patch notes I'm not really going to go over in this video. Call of Duty League, they have updated it. Cyber Attack, they fixed a bug. And Ground War has had multiple bug fixes. The full patch link is down below. You guys can go check it out for yourself. I don't have time to go over it in this video, but I went through the most important stuff about the weapon balancing and everything like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it, as we are a smaller channel at the moment. If you could toss us a subscribe and a like or a comment down below on whether you think these patch changes will make a big difference in the meta at the moment, we'd really appreciate it. Hope everybody, as always, has an awesome Friday, and I hope no more controllers or keyboards get broken in the process. Have a great one, people. Peace.